Career Core. Today I am going to speak about how to prepare your resume. Before you are going out for a new job or going for a career change, the first step that you do is prepare your resume. The main procedure begins with your resume, and this is the chance to inform your potential businesses concerning your aptitudes, your abilities, your encounters, and your training, and additionally an opportunity to demonstrate that you are right for that job. To consolidate, resume is actually an advertisement about you. Your resume and the covering letter is your prime promoting space, so you have to utilize it well. First, before going on to the resume, I want to tell you what is the difference between a resume and a CV, which is otherwise known as curriculum vitae. People use these terms interchangeably to mean the same thing. Though there is not much of a difference, the main contrast is in the measure of details. A resume format and a substance is intended to be precise and brief, so that it will be of only a one page length. But for a CV, it will have your whole educational and job history along with your major accomplishments. So it would be more than of a 2-page length. So here we are going to concentrate only on how a resume, that is usually for the freshers and for a person who wants to go for a major career change in his life. So here I'm going to tell you how to make an outstanding resume. The resume has to be well polished and professional at the same time. Your resume has to scream to your employer, look at me when he takes it. Otherwise, your resume will not get a second glance from him. Now, how to go about it? Now, first step is to decide the resume format. There are 3 major resume formats for you to decide on. One is the reverse chronological resume format. The next is the functional or skills based resume format, and the third one is the combination resume format. In reverse chronological resume, we start off with the work history, which will have your present job going to the last job, and as the name suggests, you have to give your details on the present status, that is your present education, that the recent educational status that you have finished off, your present jobs, and then only you will go on to the skill set. So the main importance is given to the work history, which has to come up first. Then you have to go on to the educational history, then you have to go on to the skill set. In functional resume format, it is usually for the freshers and the people who wants to go on to a different form of career. In that, you are not focusing on the work experience, because there will be holes in between of the work experiences, so you don't want to focus more on that. For that, you have to give importance to your skills. So the first, in the beginning of the resume, you have to project on the skills. This resume is mainly utilized to hide the holes in the work experience and is very beneficial for the freshers. In this resume, you have to start off with the educational history in the reverse order. That is, you have to give in the first you have to give your present education, then you have to go on to the last one, then the awards and achievements, the special skills if there is any. If there are any work experience that you want to specify, then you have to go on to that, then the volunteer experience and the references. Then comes the combination resume. The combination resume is literally a combination of the chronological resume and functional resume. The advantage of the combination resume is that there are no strict guidelines in this format. The main importance is to focus on what you want to highlight in this resume, whether it's your work history or your educational experience. You can focus on anything you want, but you can choose to incorporate in this. Then you can choose to incorporate any extra segments like the skills, the volunteer experience, anything that you want to highlight in your resume. There are no strict formats to follow in this combination resume. Now, after that, and the last is, I want to tell you about some tips to follow in this resume. Use a white or off-white paper with with 8.5 or 11-inch paper, then the text should be legible. It is recommended to use the simple font styles in the resume with the font size of 10 to 14 points. Then you have to give attractive titles to catch the employer's eye. Then the resume should be only of 1 page length, should be brief, because the employer won't have the time to go through the whole things. You do just brief up on your skills, your work experience, and the educational history. Then try always to use action verbs and active voice to focus on the responsibilities and the achievements. Then exclude any personal data such as age, weight, etc. Then minimize jargon and abbreviations. Spell check and proofread your resume. And finally, always mail a cover letter along with your resume. That's all I have to talk about on how to prepare your resume. Thank you.